Have you ever felt something deep down but waited for permission to believe it? I know I have. The truth would rise up, soft and certain, but I still hesitated. I've stuck with the plan, stayed the course, waited for anyone to just say, "Go ahead, you're right about this." But that permission never came. So I silenced my inner voice, and in that pause, something precious was lost. I've come to understand that clarity doesn't always arrive with applause. Sometimes it's a whisper from within. It's a knowing only I can hear. Learning how to trust yourself again, especially when the world is loud, is the real work. Because how much longer will you wait for the world to confirm what you already know? That's the journey I want to take you on today. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/63. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. Hi there, and thank you so much for joining me today. I've silenced my inner voice more times than I can count. I was so used to deferring to experts and data or to what others may think that I put my own voice at the bottom of the list. I forgot that my own voice has wisdom too. Maybe you've felt something similar. You know that quiet thought that rises up and gets pushed aside by fear or doubt? Today, I'm really excited to share what I've learned about rebuilding trust in your inner light, because here's the truth. Many women have been taught to outsource what's true. All my life, I have followed protocols and systems designed to maintain order and keep the peace. As a mom, there's a socially accepted playbook for raising kids, right? And sure, this varies between cultures, but there is a loosely defined right way to do it. I learned from my parents, and my husband learned from his parents, and the only adjustment I found is that how do we blend our two paths together? Okay, check. As a physician, there are even more rigid protocols of what is expected of us, starting with even the med school application on up to being an attending. And in many ways, all of these systems do make life flow easier. They are part of what allows billions of humans to coexist on this planet, and I'm grateful for that. But today, I'm talking on the individual level. How the habit of seeking outside approval or using someone else's roadmap stifles your inner light, your inner clarity. Because when you rely on outside validation to make decisions, you start to doubt your own inner truth. And that doubt, it sneaks in quietly. It makes brilliant, capable, educated women second guess what they already know. Living life for outside validation dims that inner light so gradually and quietly until you forget it's even there. The good news is that it is still there. You didn't lose it. So many women talk about finding clarity, like it's somewhere else, just beyond reach. It feels like they need to work harder or spend more energy or earn the right answer. I know I sometimes feel like I'm just one mouse click away from an answer. And when that isn't satisfying, then maybe I just need to tweak my search term. And it becomes this cycle of analyzing where I should be looking for clarity when it is right in me all along. Those quiet thoughts that keep circling back in your mind, that gut feeling that kind of nudges you, or that tension you feel when something feels off, that is your inner light. So the better question isn't, how do I find my answer or the answer? It's, how do I recognize and trust what's already there? This is how to trust yourself again, not by searching harder, but by listening more deeply. And here's the secret you already know. Inner clarity doesn't shout, it's a whisper. The answer is right there, Why wait for this whole outside world to catch up when you could just start listening to what you already know? I have 3 ways to find mental clarity when you're doubting yourself. Step 1, get quiet enough to hear. Not only is the world loud and chaotic, but our minds are too, with overthinking and to-do lists and constant self-criticism. So the first step is to create space. Ask yourself, how can I make space today to actually hear my inner voice? What would that look like for you? Personally, I need at least 4 or 5 minutes. And why? Because those first 2 or 3 minutes are just noise. My brain is still racing. But then there's this moment when I think my brain realizes, oh, wow, wait, she's just going to sit here until I get quiet. And that's when the stillness comes in. That's when I can finally drop in and hear what's true. Now, this didn't come overnight for me. It took a lot of practice with meditation to learn how to get quiet quickly. And I'm not talking about hours and hours of practice. I've just a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes a day is what helped me. And even now, I'm not always successful because I'm human. But you don't have to meditate if that's not your thing. Think about what you already know works to help slow down your thoughts. For some people, that quiet comes with walking or running or folding laundry or washing dishes. Those all count. That's clarity in motion. It's also a win-win when you get stuff done. But the point is, clarity lives in stillness in your mind, not necessarily your body. You won't find it buried in your inbox either, or at the bottom of your completed checklist. Step 2, keep track of the times that you were right. This is like building a highlight reel of your intuition. Think back to those moments when you just knew something before anyone else confirmed it. And by tracking the times your inner voice was right, you start to build trust with yourself. You build this stockade of proof that strengthens your confidence. Those are easy to forget, but when you keep track of them, boy, that stockade builds. This is one of the most practical ways to learn how to trust yourself again, by noticing when you already got it right. Here's something else to consider. When you reflect back on those moments, ask yourself also, what did it feel like in your body when you were right? Was it a flutter in your chest? Was it like a calm certainty? And just as powerful, what about the times when things felt off or you didn't listen to your inner voice? Maybe you just took a path that didn't feel aligned and you later regretted it. Treat those moments as learning too. Learning what a no feels like in your body is just as important as recognizing a yes. Now, step 3, act without waiting for the world to validate you. This is the stretch zone. It means choosing one small action that's in alignment for what you know is right, even when no one else sees it yet. Even if people raise an eyebrow at you, you understand yourself better than anyone else. Self-trust is a muscle, and every step you take builds strength. And what if no one ever validates your decision? It doesn't matter. When your choice aligns with your values and feels right in both your mind and how your body feels, you're in the right place. When you follow those values and put your focus on what really matters, then don't look back. Don't second guess yourself because someone else doesn't understand. Not everyone will get it, but you will. Now, before I leave you today, I want to offer one more question. What if your clarity isn't missing? It's just muffled. What if it's been with you all along, just waiting for a moment of stillness to speak to you? Today I explored how that inner light or clarity often whispers while the whole world is shouting at you. I talked about the habit of outsourcing truth, the cost of ignoring your inner voice, and 3 practical ways to reconnect with your own wisdom. And those were getting quiet enough to hear your voice, keeping track of all those times you were right, and acting without waiting for external validation. Because when you honor your own knowing, even in little itty bitty small steps, you stop second guessing and start showing up with clarity and confidence. And if clarity is something you want to keep exploring, you can check out my past episode 47. I think you might find something there that speaks to you. Don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. And until then, take care of yourselves and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. And just a quick reminder, this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and isn't a substitute for medical advice or care. I'm a board-certified physician, but this content isn't connected to my clinical practice and no doctor-patient relationship is formed here. Please always talk to your own health professional about any mental or physical health concerns. And as always, take what helps and leave the rest. Please see Inspired Mom MDs for full disclaimer. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.